and welcome to episode 141 of
The Eldritch Podblast.
I am Margaret.
I am Jack.
Sorry about that. Don't know what that was.
Hello.
You know what? I hadn't raised my voice properly
All
today.
day? You hadn't done your vocal
I hadn't done
warm-ups?
my vocal
You hadn't gone,
warm-ups. So that's what happens.
Did you make big face, little face?
What does that mean? What is...
It helps you enunciate, like get your mouth around the words.
I need some of that. Man, if there's one person on this earth who needs some of that, it's me.
Nah, you're very clear. You just fumble on words sometimes.
Yeah.
You don't mumble. You've never been a mumbler.
Sug to moi.
I don't think either of us are mumblers.
No.
We don't really mumble.
You have the capability of being a mumbler.
Yeah, when I'm like maybe annoyed and I don't want you to actually hear what I'm saying, so I intentionally say it covertly.
Oh, man.
But,
Hello, how are you doing?
Hello and welcome to the Eldritch Podblast.
It's not always like it is.
It is. It's always like this. It never stops.
It's always like this. It is. It is always like this. My bad.
Welcome back and welcome
back.
to all of our new friends
Yay!
who are joining us for the first time.
Goodness gracious, there's a lot of new friends, I will say.
Yeah, there is. Yeah.
I don't know what's been in the water. I don't know.
It was
what.
two very successful TikToks back to back.
Yeah,
Is what it was.
yeah, true. And you know what? Like, we are so close to 5,000 now. Like, at the time we recorded, we were on 4912,
Yeah.
I think. Which, like, that happened kind of in the course of a few days.
Yeah.
Like, we went...
Oh, well, not the whole thing.
Oh,
we
no.
went, we went
No.
just suddenly we had
Suddenly
none of you,
yes,
and now
yeah,
now there's about 5,000 of you.
Sorry, like, there's been like about 300 followers in the past couple of days. Well, no,
Yeah.
I'd say past like week or so.
Yeah. About past week and a half.
Yeah, which is for us is
It's a lot of people.
insane.
To convert from TikTok to YouTube
Truly,
is
yeah.
a big thing.
Truly.
Is a big thing.
Yeah, and a lot of you came from just some of our videos. Like, you can check on YouTube and see like how many people followed you after viewing a video, and there's been far more people recently, more than ever. So thank you. That's
so much.
Thanks very much appreciated.
Hitting the subscribe button, which if you haven't done, you should do right now. And while you're there, hit the like button. Comment down below that it's clogging time.
Oh my God.
Comment down below that it's like Monday or something.
Yeah, I don't know.
You know, you're eating spaghetti bolognese.
Oh, I wish I was eating spaghetti bolognese. Do you know what I had for breakfast today? So, Jack, my betrothed,
Your beloved.
my beloved,
Yeah. Who feeds you
my
daily?
flame, my muse,
Who feeds you?
who feeds me
for
daily.
3 meals of a day.
I was getting ready because how it works is I have to get ready before the podcast, and Jack gets the podcast set up, and he comes into the room and he's like, "Your nutritious breakfast, my queen," and drops me off a pack of salt and vinegar crisps.
And a
Fake Milky Way.
And a fake Tesco Milky Way. But it's like, because we're at the end of like the week.
We've got nothing left.
So we don't really have anything good.
Yeah.
We have bread, but there's no butter. So you could have had a butterless piece of toast.
Yeah.
We don't have any jam for that
Yeah.
toast either, so I couldn't have hidden it. So I was just like, I'll just get her something quick to snack on.
Yeah, the
But
house is kind of barren, I must
So
be
she was like,
honest.
well, I can't eat this.
So guess what I had instead?
So instead of eating the salt and vinegar crisps and the fake Milky Way, she was like, no, I'm not having that. I'll have something far more nutritious.
I had a Slim Jim.
A Slim Jim?
I've only ever had half of one in my life. One of our members of the community, Fears, kindly gifted us some American snacks, and Slim Jims were one of them. I had a Slim Jim, and I had about 15 white cheddar Cheez-Its.
Yeah, you did.
So
Let's go.
That was my breakfast today.
Nutritious?
Nutritious.
We're full?
Yep.
I had a sandwich. I had no butter on it.
What sandwich did you have?
I had some of the bacon and cheese sandwich, but there was no bacon left. I barely had enough to make my own sandwich.
You made yourself bacon?
No, it was the pre-packet bacon.
There was pre-packet bacon?
I had it on Wednesday for D&D.
Oh, I love the pre-packet bacon. Come on, cough it up.
So I had a butterless sandwich with some really old lettuce. One slice of cheese and not really very much bacon.
Adults, am I right?
Welcome to living as an adult.
Welcome to being an adult. No one tells you when you're an adult that you're going to get to the end of the week where your groceries have completely ran out and you have to eat a Slim Jim and 15 Cheez-Its for breakfast.
Yeah.
No one tells you.
But it happens.
Yeah, it does. Oh, it happens.
Believe me, it happens.
Especially to us.
And if anyone shames you for that, shame on them.
Yeah, tell them.
You eat your Slim Jims, friend.
What else?
Our t-shirt's launching today.
Oh my god.
Our new merch is launching today.
Yes,
Attack the
it certainly
Unaware.
is. It certainly
Designed
is.
100% by Margaret.
Yes.
Up available right now.
Yep.
www.eldritchpodblast.co.uk.
Yes. Oh my goodness. This is your official warning. I'll make a post as well. The Attack the Unaware t-shirts are available on the website. The website's finally sorted out.
I don't know what happened to it.
I knew exactly what had happened to
God.
it, but you know what? It's way too long to explain.
Well, no, I think we should. I think the whole thing. Tell us front to back, everything. I gotta go.
Oh, it's late.
Oh, see you later, guys.
But the website is up. Yes, if you like the Attack the Unaware t-shirts, they are available. Please go over to www.eldritchpodblast.co.uk and pick one up. There's plenty of other things as well. There's our first heavy metal t-shirt. There's our logo hoodie. There's a Clogging Time tee, the Entity tee.
All sorts of bits over there.
Man, there's loads of things now.
Yeah.
And the good news is,
it should be.
Nothing is limited edition.
Nope.
We don't believe in doing that. You can purchase any piece of merch at any point if you would like to. So, yeah. Thank you so much.
Please enjoy. It supports us directly.
It does.
It's a great way to support the podcast. Obviously, some of that money that you spend goes to us.
Yeah.
Some of that money that you spend out of your hard-earned cash goes to us, and
Indeed.
we greatly appreciate that.
Indeed.
So that's a great way to support the podcast. Thank you very much.
Indeed. Thank you so much.
The Homebrew Challenge is now closed.
It closed yesterday.
It closed yesterday at 7 p.m. and we've read out the first one.
We will have read the first one
Margaret?
out. Yeah, we will have read the first one out yesterday, the time that this video goes up, not at time of filming. But yeah, I'm so excited to see what you have.
Yeah.
Again, the theme was Pride for Pride Month. The Homebrew Challenge is now closed. But if you would like to come and see what the community has created, join our streams every other Sunday.
Yeah.
Last night would have been one, so this coming Sunday is not one. Next Sunday is one, and we go through and we read out all the submissions that our community has written. I'm so excited. Yeah. I've seen a lot of comments saying, prepare to cry, Margaret, and I can't wait.
Yeah, I'll be honest, I sort of expected that.
Me too.
I sort of expected that.
Honestly, me too. I'm
a
really
bunch
looking
of queer
forward to
people
it.
in the community.
Yeah.
Being prideful and proud of,
Indeed.
their community and who they are, and
Indeed.
just embracing yourself as a person. So
I could cry thinking about it.
Yeah.
Right now, honestly.
I'm really excited to read it. And
Me too.
I think you're going to have done a great job.
Me too. Yeah, absolutely. So yes, please tune in and see what that is. A quick PSA. Anyone is welcome to enter the Homebrew Challenge.
You certainly are, baby.
Absolutely. If you have written it and you enjoy it, it is homebrew. It doesn't have to follow any mechanics. It doesn't have to follow any writing conventions.
No matter what anyone tells you.
Exactly. Your homebrew is your homebrew, and we respect that. Everyone is different, and everyone enjoys different things.
100%.
So if you have ever wanted to enter the Homebrew Challenge,
please do so.
Please do so. We will have another one up in roughly about 6 weeks-ish. Yeah, I just wanted to say that.
Yeah.
So, another thing, tomorrow, we're playing World of Warcraft.
On stream.
Oh my goodness
on the Purple
gracious
streaming
me.
app.
I don't know if we had mentioned it prior to when we did stream. Did we?
I think so.
I can't remember.
On Tuesday, we're currently playing the World of Warcraft Pandaria remix.
Yes.
It's a limited time event, and we're playing through all of the story and the quests.
Yes.
We're taking it slow and just enjoying ourselves and reading the quests out to chat. So we get to all experience Mists of Pandaria, which is an expansion from 12 years ago.
Yes.
Sort of reimagined for us all to be able to play it right now.
Yep.
From beginning to end, all the story bits. And it's been so good so far.
It was wonderful.
It was so much fun last week.
Quite a few people played alongside with us. Yeah. It was so nice to just see in world people running around with us and saying hi and stuff. So if that is something that interests you, if you have never played World of Warcraft before, if you are a veteran of World of Warcraft, please come over on our streams every Tuesday on Twitch.
Tuesday.
We are
3
playing
p.m. BST.
Indeed. Jack is playing a Vengeance Demon Hunter and I'm playing a Beastmaster Hunter. And yeah, please come on over.
And if you don't like World of Warcraft and you think that sounds like a dreadful time, which you don't. If you want to come and hang out and just do some D&D stuff with us, we do advice on a Friday.
Yep.
And a lot of the times we do homebrew on a Sunday.
Yes.
So come and join us.
Indeed. I'm warm. I'm so hot. No.
It's all good.
I'm so warm. We have a fan. I went to go get it.
Yes, with her own 2 legs. Yeah, she went out the room, got the fan, came, plugged it in.
I got the fan. Listen,
the whole thing.
If you've ever come to our stream, you can see the prison we have to put the dog in.
Yeah.
And it's just like this really cheap. I think it's supposed to be like a rabbit run.
Yeah, maybe
like,
something like
for the garden. And I'm so short. It comes up to like halfway of me, and I have to try and step over it. And there's actually nothing more annoying than stepping over it and then having your foot catch in one of the holes.
You'll have seen me do it on stream many a time. And nearly trip over and die.
The amount of times people are like, one day he's gonna fall and he's gonna eat shit.
Oh yeah, big time. One day it's gonna happen on stream.
Oh, it's gonna. Oh,
I'm gonna fall.
Yeah.
I'm going down and I'm yelling timber.
Jack takes a tumble.
Jack's big fall.
Yeah. The downfall of Jack.
The
The rise and fall of Jack. Oh well. Yeah, I think that. Anything else? Anything else?
No.
Attack the Unaware T-shirt.
Go and buy one.
Please. We're playing WoW tomorrow on stream and every Tuesday after. Homebrew Challenge is closed. That's about it. Really.
That's about it, really.
We haven't done anything.
Today
really.
we're going to be doing some
unpopular opinions.
Unpopular D&D opinions.
Unpopular D&D
TTRPG opinions.
Indeed, hot takes. Some could say.
Yeah.
So
and if you have any takes, hot or not,
oh my god,
that you would like us to review,
Tepid.
if you've got any Am I the Asshole horror stories, anything like that, our Google form is down in the description. You can submit yours and we'll read them out on stream.
Indeed. So, as always, we always like to preface this with, it's called Unpopular Opinions or Hot Takes. Of course, everyone is entitled to their opinion.
Mm-hmm.
If you like any of these opinions, you agree with any of them, and we do not, that is completely your prerogative. What works for you and your table is the most important thing. Don't listen to us. It's just all for a bit of fun.
Yeah, all for a bit of crack.
All for a bit of fun.
All for a bit of content.
So, we do have a couple of submissions in this. I will let you know which one is which.
Oh my god.
And actually, let's start out with a submission.
Okay.
So, this has been sent in by zachzdr in the Discord, and he uses he, him pronouns.
Thank you, zachzdr.
Thank you, zachzdr. And this is, if you're not built into charisma skills, trying to help your party by using persuasion or deception or intimidation during diplomacy is actually a detriment. I think everyone should be included in the dialogue, especially if it has to do with their backstory. But the 8 strength -1 athletics wizard usually isn't trying to enter the local fight club. I think the same sentiment should apply with charisma.
See, I was very, very much going to disagree.
Yeah, I know.
Until you made the point about... Because the thing is, if somebody was like, oh, I'm going to try and bust this door open.
Yeah.
And somebody was like, oh, yeah, I'm going to help. And it's just like, the wizard is never going to...
It's not going to be that person.
It's not. They're not even going to say, can I help?
Yeah.
They're just not going to do it.
Yeah. And, I guess that is very table dependent because, I feel like some people would... be like, that's metagaming, but that's simply just not how your character is built.
Again, it's tough, innit? Because it's like we play a game
and
the help action is a thing.
I agree.
It's just like I use the help action. It's like because I want to give you advantage.
Yeah.
But I know I'm bad at it.
Yeah.
So it's like, I guess that's the way the game works. But it also that's the thing. It's like with the door pushing the door open, it feels cheesy. It feels cheesy.
Yeah, I agree.
But with the social situation, if somebody even just chimes in and says a couple of words, they're like, "Oh well, can they get advantage because I'm helping?" It's just like,
I get it. I agree, and I think that's why, things like strength and even to a degree, things like intelligence, they're kind of cut and dry. And obviously there's always nuance to everything, but you can go big, strong barbarian or fighter going to open door wizard, not. But in terms of charisma, and this is why you see so many people being like, well, bards shouldn't be able to do meh, and people hate bards so much. And this is why you always see you shouldn't be able to persuade them unless you can persuade me in real life, because it's such a gray area.
Yeah.
And I oh my God, I absolutely do not agree with that take, by the way.
No.
But
it's...
charisma's... You know what?
It's weird, isn't it? Because
yeah,
it's
this
like
is a really hard one.
Because as players we just generally talk. We like talk a lot.
Yeah.
And we get put in situations where we talk far more than, we never have to physically do anything as players.
Yeah.
We're just sat at a table.
Yeah.
But we are also the ones talking.
I know.
So it's like drawing that distinction.
Yeah, I know.
Is so hard.
I agree. And the thing
is... the only thing with this is I wouldn't want to discourage people trying to roleplay and trying to help.
Same. Like, is it a detriment? Like, maybe. Like, to be honest, actually, maybe. If someone's coming in and they have a -2 in charisma, because for a lot of people, charisma is the dump stat, could never be me.
Mm-hmm.
But, for a lot of people, that's the case. And if you're going down the same route of, well, you wouldn't get the wizard to try and push the boulder out of the way. You wouldn't get the uncharismatic
barbarian
barbarian to try and talk your way out of a situation. But at the same time...
they want to roleplay.
And it also kind of comes down to like character personality as well.
Yeah. Like, do they have something actually quite good to say in this moment?
Well, that's it.
Do they want to just agree with what somebody's saying in a conversation and just back up an argument? Maybe they've forgotten something, so you're like, oh yeah, don't forget this.
Yeah. And
then you're like, oh, both of you make a charisma check, and it's just like, no, I want to give that person advantage.
I think that's why it's such a grey area, because again, the player with the low charisma could actually make an incredible point.
That's the thing.
Like an incredibly well-informed point that even the character could be able to see. It's kind of like, a character could have high wisdom and know what to say in the situation, but bad charisma to play it out. Like, it's such a grey area.
I think if you just say, oh, can I help? And you haven't said anything.
Yeah.
Then I would say I completely agree. You can't just say I want to help.
It's
like if you genuinely said something to help, but your charisma-based like lead of the party is taking initiative. Then I'd say, I'd be more than happy for you to give the help action to them.
You know what? The thing is, I'm thinking about it. The only things I can pull from are my own experiences, and in our campaign, when we have a moment where someone needs to talk to someone, we actually will be like, oh, hey, you have high charisma. Go and talk to the person.
Yeah.
Because again...
But we won't even say that. We'll just know who has high charisma.
Yeah, totally.
And we'll just let them do it.
We'll know who likes to talk to the me. We'll know who likes to talk to the NPCs. Like, but everyone has a different approach to talking to people as well, especially as their characters. So I think, you know what? Point well made. But I would feel bad in execution if it was as cut and dry as that.
And I think that's why it's unpopular. Because it's like... if you as a DM maybe feel bad in a moment where this has happened, where someone's just gone, oh, can I help? But the thing is, if they've genuinely said something to help, then they should just automatically get to...
Yeah.
Like,
and
the,
you know
the
what?
person
The
who's
thing
making
is,
the main argument should probably just get advantage.
I think you're using your the help. I know it's worded as in like trying to help, but I think it means in general, if like a low charisma person, not just helping, is just trying to take the lead in a situation like this, outside of the help action.
So read it again.
If you're not built into charisma skills, trying to help by using your persuasion, deception, or intimidation during diplomacy is a detriment. So, I don't think it's limited strictly to help.
To the help action.
Yeah. I think
just punishing somebody because they've got a charisma score that's low.
Yeah.
2, because they want to try and say something because they've got a good point to make.
Yeah.
Like in a debate or something like that, or in a high... like
debate me, bro.
In a high tense situation, if somebody just chimes in because they've got something to say, maybe forgetting that they've got a bad charisma score, and then you just punish them, even though they made a great point.
Oh no!
Because of their score, it's probably unfair.
Yeah, I don't think that's what zachzdr is saying either. I think they're just saying like, if we're going on the same basis of, the wizard's not going to try and push the boulder out of the way, like, the negative charisma barbarian probably shouldn't try to lead conversations, but the problem with charisma is it's so ingrained into roleplay. Where does the roleplay stop and then the charisma checks start?
But that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So like in that thing, it's just like you could make a brilliant point and like lead the conversation.
Yeah.
But then you're like, oh well, this is gonna go bad because you've got terrible persuasion. It's just like that's unfair.
And then like having a point to make and then being like, oh man, but I probably shouldn't do this because I have a really bad score. And obviously, there's still a chance you can roll really well, right? But
I mean, the thing is, you could play it off like you could go to somebody in the party and been like, "I have a great idea. We should say this" to the person who's got good charisma, so that they can lead.
Yeah.
But again, that sort of feels bad.
Yeah, it does. It does. But yeah, no, it's again, point well made.
To me, I think the as a dungeon master, I've come to the point where, like, if you make a great argument, full stop.
Yeah.
I don't need you to make me a persuasion check.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, if you've hit on all the keynotes that I wanted you to hit on to persuade somebody, the persuasion check isn't needed.
Yeah.
The whole point of this persuasion is maybe you didn't hit on all the notes, so how persuasive are you?
Yeah, totally.
Sort of
no,
thing.
I agree. Do you think this is unpopular?
Yes.
See, I again, I think this might be 50-50.
I think this is unpopular because of my viewpoint on it.
Yeah.
As a dungeon master.
You know, as a whole, I think people really dislike charisma pretty much for this reason, right? Because it is such a grey area and people don't know how to handle it.
But I think that's it, because people maybe don't understand how to use it.
And people handle it in the wrong way.
Yeah.
People make it so you're being punished for trying to use charisma, you know? Whereas, you know, like you said there, if we make a point to an NPC that is, you know, heartfelt and
like if you've listened to what they want and what they need and what is important to them, and you sort of like hit on those points and play to
things that are enticing if they need to be as well.
Like, you don't need to, because the thing is, if you make a fantastic point that you've listened to everything I've said and you've really like thought about what you're going to say, and then you roll a 1, it's just like, well, what the fuck was the point in saying the things that you did?
Yeah.
That's why I don't. Yeah. So I think just like as a dungeon master, being conscious of like why we're asking for a charisma check of any sort.
Yeah.
Is a good
I
idea.
think that's a general rule of thumb with any form of check as well, right?
Yeah,
you know?
Yeah.
Like, you don't have to roll for everything.
No.
But I feel like that's something that very much comes with experience.
Yeah.
But thank you so much, Zach.
Thank you.
ZachZDR. I remember last time I read out your name, I struggled. Zach ZDR, thank you very much.
Thank you for your opinion.
So this next one, this is from the Reddit, and this is simply, challenge rating works, you have just never read the books.
No. Challenge rating does work. Challenge rating works. Challenge rating works 100%. It's a fantastic... No, it's not. I'm lying to myself. Challenge rating is a metric.
Yeah, truly. Yeah.
Is it good? No. Take multiple... I tell you who did a fucking brilliant video on this.
Go on.
XP to level 3, Jake.
Yeah.
He did a fucking unbelievable... like, it's a first-time dungeon master, and they're, like, throwing out CR1... like monsters, and he throws one out and the party just destroys it, and he's like, oh man, like, really sorry, like, I wanted this to be a bit more of a challenge, can I change something out? And the party's like, yeah, sure. He takes the mini off and he puts like a red worm on, like a dragon worm, like a baby dragon, and it just fucking annihilates the group.
What challenge rating is it?
It's like 1 or something like that. And he's like, oh god, sorry, let me change that. And he changes something else that's something just as egregiously bad. Challenge rating kind of works, if you are running a lot of combats in a day.
Yes.
Low stake combats, but a lot of them, it can work.
Yeah.
But if you just try and be like 1 combat a day with like a 1 CR for a party of 4 level 1s,
annihilated.
Your fucking party are going to steamroll
annihilate it.
They're going to drop trow and dump all over your fucking monster.
A big thing is action economy.
Yeah.
Like, action economy is such a huge thing. And then on top of that, if it's 1 combat a day and everyone has all of their resources available...
And they just burn them.
Yeah.
Burn them.
Exactly, because they can. You better believe that they're getting annihilated. So the thing is, on paper, and, you know, I don't have a lot of experience with this. The only experience I have of this was trying to do some level 1 to level 3 combats and being absolutely shit on from a height.
And from a great height.
Yeah.
And I just had to watch it fall onto me. Yeah, it's like, but the thing is also, CR might have worked more as when 5e was brand new.
Yeah.
And people didn't understand how to optimize as well as they do now.
Absolutely.
People didn't understand that, like, the fucking thief rogue's not the fucking strongest, and, like, the assassination rogue's only really good if your DM gives you a surprise.
And, you know, when there wasn't, like, that many resources, of course, there's always been resources, but resources in the way of easily accessible resources to be like, here's how to build a character that isn't dog shit. Yeah. Like, full stop.
And, you know, there's a lot of YouTube channels like that. There's a lot of resources like that as to what is good. Like, you can just be like, good feats for Shadow Monk.
And you'll have
there'll be a plethora
hundreds of options.
Great things that are good for you. It's like, we all understand the game, the system so much now.
Yeah.
that, and because obviously a lot of people have got their hands on it, like it's widely available.
And, you know, like, I think something, not an exact one-to-one example of this, is something like World of Warcraft Classic. Back in the day when World of Warcraft first came out in 2004, it was uncharted territory.
And it was rock hard.
It was so hard.
Unbelievably hard.
Because no one had the literacy to be able to do all these things. However, they re-released it in 2019.
And the boss that took like 48 days to get down after release
was down in 1.
Died in hours.
Yeah. So
it's like knowledge is power.
Oh my god.
Hit him with a Khadgar. Knowledge is power. Like, and we are far better gamers now than we were when 5e came out.
Yeah. Purely just because there's so many more resources out there because it's more experience with it.
People have been running around playing the fucking 4 Elements mode because they're like, man, I want to be Aang from
Last
Avatar. And then they realize that that's actually doo-doo butt cheeks. And now nobody plays it.
Yeah.
It's like, you know what I mean? Like, there's things that are almost untouched now because they're like, we've had enough time and everyone's like, they fucking stink.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, totally.
Like,
yeah.
What we build now and what we built then are completely different things. And people don't, like, 5e has changed.
Yeah.
From that, like, dungeon crawly thing
and listen, like, Tashas and Xanathars as well have come out in the meantime since challenge rating was for 5e at least was put out.
And they are front loaded. You get all the power at 3rd level.
Yeah.
Because people
as
understand.
By design, yeah.
Yeah, as by design. Because people understand that games don't go that long. Games don't go to the really late levels. Games normally don't even reach 10th level for a lot of people. And it's just turned into something else. It's now not just a dungeon crawler. I know it's marketed that it's never just a dungeon crawler.
And you know, it can be for some people, but I'd say for the majority it's not.
It's a collaborative storytelling game.
Totally, yeah.
And part of that story is having some cool, tough combats. But having the 6 combats a day isn't the point of the game anymore for a lot of people.
I feel like that isn't the norm anymore.
No,
I think back then it probably was because everyone was following it, you know, rule by rule as you were working out what you want to do.
In 2014 when PHP came out, I think that was still a very common sentiment that we like to have loads of combats.
The thing is, because of course it would be, because that's what was put in the first source material books. And again, as more people have more experience with it, they've learned to play, they've actually played it and gone, maybe I don't enjoy this. And then, you know, it started off as like one genre and then it's just spread and spread and spread. And there's so many, like hundreds of different ways to play D&D now.
And the thing is, like, you smashing 6 combats today is a super, like, totally fine way to play.
Yeah, absolutely.
But like, when you just think of the grand scheme of D&D and TTRPGs as a whole, like, we don't do that. Like, that much anymore. You can, and that's fine. But the majority don't.
We personally don't.
We don't. No, not at all.
Yeah, and, you know, that's obviously not to say no one else does, because, of course, people will. But, yeah, I think, you know, challenge rating works, you have just never read the book, is kind of just an insulting way to say you're not experienced enough.
Or it's an insulting way to say, I like the game the way it was and you've changed it.
Yeah,
or the landscape has changed and I don't like it.
Again, it's so fine to think that. It's fine to say, I preferred the game at X time. That's so fine, but you have to understand that that is not everyone's opinion.
It's like, because people use Cobalt Fight Club to like, when they're like, how do I start?
Yeah, a lot of people do,
Like, I remember when I started DMing, Matthew was like, I use Cobalt Fight Club. And like, so I used that, and I used it, and all my combats were getting steamrolled, and I was like, what the fuck's going on here? And I realized the whole fact was it was supposed to be multiple combats per day.
Yes. Yeah.
So if you threw 3 or 4 of them at people, they would start to get deadly. But just one like was just getting destroyed.
Yeah.
So it doesn't really work. And like, I don't know what fucking Wizards of the Coast are doing, but rating some things the same CR as each other, and they're just so criminally differently powered is crazy.
Yeah.
So it doesn't work. I'm sorry.
Yeah, and it doesn't work for us. I think it doesn't work for the majority.
I just don't really. I think it can work, but I think the monsters are so mismatched. Per CR.
Yeah.
Like you said, you take like you look at all the CR ones.
Yeah.
And they're so criminally different in terms of power level.
Yeah.
I don't actually think it works.
Yeah. Shall we link Jake's video down below?
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool.
Cool.
All right. This next one, this is a submission. So this has been sent in by Pencilcrown, or Pen if you prefer, and she uses she, her pronouns.
Thank you, Pencilcrown.
Thank you, Pencilcrown. Pen, what a cute name.
Pen.
My hot take is simple. I think getting reroll effects that are limited but can fail feels bad. I play with inspiration and lucky, etc., but just turning a success Oh my God. Just turning a failure into a success, something like a legendary resistance. For me, lucky can only be used twice a day instead of 3, but my players are fine since it's a guaranteed success, and they only use these features on important moments anyway, where we all want them to succeed. The only reroll I do not apply this to so far is Silvery Barbs, because it's just too easy as a first level reaction spell.
Because it's fucking stupid. Just make it a second level spell. Just make it a second level spell, and then it'll be way more balanced.
Yeah, I agree.
I don't wholeheartedly agree or disagree with this.
Yeah, me too.
There's one thing in the game that I do agree with this on.
Yeah.
And it's fighters indomitable.
Yeah.
Because as a fighter, at the time you get indomitable,
yeah,
you're quite a high level, maybe like 7 or 8 or something like that. I think you're level 7.
Yeah.
And, so the saving throws that you're good at are pretty good.
Yeah, I think, and again, indomitable comes as like a class feature.
It's a class feature. And the thing is, as a fighter, not all, but some are bad at wisdom saving throws, charisma saving throws.
Yeah.
Some are bad at intelligence saving throws, but I
Yeah.
can understand the Eldritch Knights and things like that.
Yeah.
But the thing is, you fail a wisdom saving throw because you're shit at it. You then use your indomitable to re-roll the dice.
Yeah.
But that doesn't change the fact that you're still shit at it.
Yeah.
And that's why the feature doesn't work.
Yeah.
So in one D&D, you're like, you get to re-roll it and add your fighter level or something like that.
Yeah.
Which is sick, because then the
Isn't it your fighter level and something else?
something
Or,
like plus your constitution score.
Yeah,
or
I was
something
going to
like
say something like that. It could just be fighter
that.
level.
Yeah, but you get to add a big plus to it, and the whole thing is, it's like I get to re-roll it with a high chance of success now.
Yes, indeed.
So I don't like it being an auto success, but maybe if you re-roll it with like a luck point or a divination, well, it's not a divination just makes it what it is.
Yeah.
Something like that. You get to add like a flat +5 to the roll, maybe.
Yeah, I agree. Because and the thing is, I actually agree and disagree with points of this. Like, can it feel bad if you really need something to succeed?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not necessarily talking about in combat. I'm talking about maybe more story driven. If you need to do something story-wise, you need to get somewhere, you need to persuade someone to do something, you like, it feels really bad failing in those moments, especially if like a big story thing hinges on it. But would it take away from the tension of it either way if you could turn it into an auto success,
Yes.
Yeah, I think it would
like,
as well.
For me, like, if you're a dungeon,
for me personally,
if you're a dungeon master and you need things to succeed, like narratively to push the story along, you can just make them succeed.
Yeah, yes.
But as a player, the whole point, this is to me, like, and I understand that everyone plays the game for different reasons.
Yeah, definitely.
But to me, it's like I build a character to be good at something. So in the moments where I get to be good at it, I can be good at it. But at the same time, it's like, if there's a role where something hinges on it, like, and there's tension, it's like, I need a 10 or more, and I've got a +2.
Yeah.
So I literally need an 8. And like, I love saying those numbers out loud to my players. Because it builds tension at the table, because there is a chance of failure.
Yeah.
Like, slim or not.
Yeah.
But like, I guess that's why we do play a dice-based game.
Yeah, I think as well, if things hinge on a dice roll, the highs are so high.
It's like unfathomably high.
But the lows are really low.
Yeah.
But I actually think the highs very much outweigh the lows, right? Because again, we play a narrative, a lot of people, we do at least, play a narrative-based game, right? Where if we fail, we trust you as the DM. If we fail at one point, there will probably be a way we can redeem ourselves, we can come back to it, we can have another shot at it. Obviously, not at the same level we did there, but there's a chance we can revisit it at some point, right? And that's just trust in you as a DM and, you wanting us to succeed as a party. It's different in combats because, if you need to hit something and you fail and then you re-roll a dice because you use your inspiration, etc., and you miss it, that feels fucking awful.
Yeah.
But I also think that is a big part of the game.
That is a big part of the game, yeah.
Like,
I understand, and this is the thing, like, I understand, we're talking on a really macro sense there, like Margaret just said, like, failure feels bad in the moment, but then makes success feel so much better later.
Totally.
And I understand we're talking like on a macro campaign level there,
of course,
which is what I think you're talking about as well. But just like missing in combat is just part of the game.
Yeah,
like
and it feels bad, and that's why in 1D&D they've brought things in like even if you miss, you can still do a little bit of damage.
Yeah, because that feels good.
Yeah,
like what was it, Graze or Nick or something like that?
Yeah.
Where like even if you miss, you do your modifiers.
Yeah.
Like if you're a dexterity based class and you got a +3, you still do 3 damage.
Yeah,
which feels kind of good.
Yeah, and that's why they've put it in because they recognize it. Action economy, it all feels really bad.
I mean, yeah, but what we've also got to understand is, as players with proficiency and modifiers, like it's always weighted towards the players.
Yeah,
ACs don't really get that high.
No.
I know that some can, and I understand that things can like parry and stuff like that and raise the AC a little bit like that. But you're going to be hitting more than you miss in D&D as a system anyway.
Yeah, and like if we're talking about in combat, like if you need to succeed the charisma saving throw so you're not dominated and you're not fighting against your party, again, I fully understand why it feels fucking awful to fail that save. There's times where we failed saves and we are devastated about it. But again, I think the failures you can always turn into maybe not something good, but something narrative, right?
Yeah.
There's always something to take away from them. And I think knowing at any point I could auto-succeed something would potentially take away from the gravity of the situation. The example of when your brother played with us for the first time, and it's a moment all of us will always remember from now on.
I agree.
You said, hey, you need to make this this history check of 17.
Yeah.
He had a -1. You told us that.
He had advantage. He rolled 1 on the first dice, and then his second dice was an 18 -1, which was 17, which is what he needed. And everyone stood up at the table. It's just like, if we just got to auto-succeed that, it doesn't feel as climactic.
It would still be like, yes.
It would still be like, yes.
But it wouldn't be all of us standing up and hooting and hollering.
Yeah. So, to me, and I understand that you and I may be different.
Yeah, of course.
Like, that just takes too much away from the game for me.
I agree. I fully agree. And I think something like being able to add an extra +5, I think that is definitely a way to do it, which feels good, but there's still a chance you can fail. If you roll like a 2.
Like, if you still need a 17 and you haven't got a plus, but you're using your advantage, so it's just like, I have a +5 because we're using the luck point and that's what we get.
Yeah.
Then I need to roll at least a 12. It's like, there's still some stakes there, and there's still like a roll of the dice that needs to happen.
I agree, and it's still tense. Anything with like a random number is still tense. But I also fully agree, Pen, why some people just want to be able to narratively, and feeling sad sucks.
Yeah.
Feeling sad sucks.
I agree.
Like, I get it. And, we've had submissions from people saying, like, I hate this toxic positivity around failure is fun. And I fully understand that. I really, really do.
Failure's not fun.
Yeah, no.
But success after failure feels amazing.
Yeah, I agree.
And it's not like, and I understand that we don't just want to fail all the time.
No, of course
like
not.
A little bit of failure now and then narratively can really drive a story forward.
I agree.
Just fucking missing every round of combat's not fucking fun.
That's not fun.
That just
anyone.
fucking smells.
That's
that
not
just
fun
stinks.
for anyone.
But it's like there's a reason why the divination wizard is still heralded as one of the best classes in the game.
Yeah, exactly.
Because if it rolls a 20 at the beginning of the day, it's just like, well, whatever roll we need to absolutely succeed, it's just sound. We're good. Don't worry about it.
But I think even then, sometimes, that's kind of up to the discretion of someone else deciding to give you that, Like, there's still an element of will they, won't they? Obviously, I understand tables talk and everything. But, I think all round, I very much understand. And if this works for your table, absolutely.
Yeah. If it works for you, like, you don't need to listen to all
No, yeah, of course. For me, though, I think it would take too much away from
it would take too much of what I enjoy about rolling dice and having those, like, insane moments when it actually happens.
Yeah, I agree.
Away from the game for me.
Totally. What do you think?
What do you think?
What do you reckon?
That's a tough spicy
I agree.
one. That.
Yeah, I agree. Do you think it's unpopular?
I think it would be.
Yeah, me too. Actually, I think it would be as well. I think it would be as well.
Yeah.
But that's not to say it's wrong. I just think
no, absolutely not to say it's wrong. It's just to say that everyone plays the game differently.
Indeed. Thank you very much for your submission, Pen. All the rest of these are Reddit ones. So
that was
let's
a great
go.
one.
That was a really good one.
Yeah.
You know what? I think both of the submissions were really good ones. That
Yeah. Good
about.
talking points.
Yeah, I agree. So this next one is: not enough DMs focus on role playing when not being driven by the story. You have an inventory of items that may as well stop existing because nobody is made to use rations or ropes or candles or any other roleplay specific items because no one wants to keep track of it and DMs don't want to press the issue. D&D 5e needs an additional metric to incorporate this, such as hunger or thirst points and more routine, mundane tasks that actually build the world. What's the point in a massive city like Waterdeep if the only shops you visit are magic and potion stores and locations needed for the story?
This is such a weird one for me because I couldn't agree any less.
Yeah.
Because my players do this anywhere.
Yeah.
And I have never driven them to do it. They are like, oh yeah, we're going to take this random ass piece of equipment that we found. Is there some shattered pot somewhere so I could use it in case I need to slice open a rope at some point? Like, Matthew in particular.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Couldn't,
well,
like, he just picks up random shit.
Yeah, and because he's like, we could use this later.
We could use this.
And you know what? Last session, he used Create Food and Water to, have a really nice, like, meal with all of us.
Just a nice, like narrative meal where we sort of, like, had almost like a little revelation for, like, a couple of things.
Yeah.
And it was, like, a nice moment for the group. And, yeah, you just had a nice meal.
Yeah.
But it's like all of you just come up with such, like, random scenarios where you're like, could I use this vial of river water to... I'm like, yeah.
But you know what? I think it's, obviously we enjoy doing that. And to be honest, even though I'm not the type of player who I don't want to track my encumbrance, I don't want to track my rations, I don't want to... Well, we do kind of track things like our rope, I suppose.
You do like, track things like rope.
But, like, I'm not the type of player who likes this. However, the second half of this, if there was an element like a hunger point and a thirst point, something like mundane task we had to do, I actually think I would enjoy that. If I could see it was an actual physical metric that we had to hit.
They had to, like, tick off to be like, okay, I eat my rations, so I'm not hungry.
Yeah,
like, so
I actually think our game would actually probably really enjoy that.
Because the thing is, I think you all do it anyway.
Yeah.
Like, I think you all do it to an extent anyway. And I am totally fine. Like, when I pose the group a problem, I don't think of the way it's going to be solved. Like, I very much just say, here's the scenario, and then I let them figure it out themselves.
Yeah.
And sometimes they will turn to the backpacks.
Yeah.
Sometimes they will turn to random items they've found.
Yeah.
Sometimes they will turn to spells.
Yeah.
And see if they can use them in, like, really, like, dysfunctional ways to change problems.
Yeah.
And I like that. And I know that they like that, so I do that.
Yeah.
So if you're a dungeon master like me who does like that, but your group doesn't do it, I can understand being frustrated and wanting this.
Certainly, yes.
But
yes.
I don't think it's mandatory for most tables.
I don't think it is. I think you have to have a specific
desire
to do it. And again, I can't help but wonder if, like 5e, let's say, came out with something like you have to have your rations, like it's not optional. You have to hit your hunger and thirst points. I wonder if that's something that would continue through, or if it's something that people wouldn't.
I think something like that would just need to be an optional ruling.
Yeah,
Because the thing is, there's so many fucking systems out there that already do that.
Yeah.
And probably have, like, thorough,
really in-depth,
totally. Like, great mechanics for that.
Yeah.
And you could just go and play that system, but then it's like, then I'm just learning a whole new system just to get something that I just want supplemented for 5e.
Yeah.
So I understand that, because we don't all have enough time to just learn an entire new system and then teach it to our table.
I also think what an interesting point about the Waterdeep city, actually,
Yeah.
like that actually is quite an interesting point to me, being like, what's the point in having a huge rich city where you're only seeing like potion stores and places you need to be, but at the same time everyone's time is finite, and you can't, at least we don't spend a lot of time in cities. But
I mean, this campaign you don't, because, well, you do actually.
Yeah,
the whole thing is in one day.
Yeah. But it also makes me think, in your next campaign where you said it's going to be more open world and sandbox, is it something we'd even want to dabble in.
I think, but the thing is, like, just saying, oh, because you only see these two shops, like, what's the whole point of the city? It's just like,
oh no, yeah.
Quests and NPCs.
Yeah, and you can still have rich lore and things.
You can still
pertaining
have
to it, totally.
like beautiful vistas and cool monuments that are like to people long past or like dead kings and queens and stuff of the cities and stuff like that, and people who like founded it.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like it could be a port city. You know what I mean? There's so many things that you can make the city interesting without it being shops.
And it's also kind of like, you know, are you going to make up 15 different butchers to go in one? No. Yeah.
Well, I'm not.
No.
I'll just make them up on the fly and rip it as you fucking ask for it.
Yeah. I think this is an interesting one.
I think it's interesting.
Yeah.
And the thing is, like, I think there's a big audience out there that really want that survival aspect in 5e.
Yeah, totally.
Because 5e is the system that they know.
Yeah.
And they don't want to learn a whole new system just to get those things. They want it added in.
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
I think if Wizards of the Coast put it in as a like optional ruling, I think it would get loads of use.
Yeah, I do too, actually. I do. And I honestly believe if there was something like that in your game, I think we would engage with it, and I think we would enjoy it.
Okay.
I think, you know, I don't really like the idea of like, first of all, I would never be interested in encumbrance. Listen,
ever.
That's not something I would ever be interested in.
That's why everyone just has a bag of holding all the time every game.
I simply would not.
Because people just don't really care.
But
some people do, though. I get that.
Yeah. Oh my God, 100%. But you know, things like the rations, I don't partake in it now because there isn't a need to outside of role playing. Like I don't need to. But if there was some sort of point, I think I would actually want to engage in it.
Yeah, no, that's so fair.
Do you think this is unpopular?
Yes, because I think the people who don't care about survival and stuff like that outweighs the people who do.
I agree.
But I don't think that the people who care about survival are unwarranted with their want for more mechanics.
Yep, I agree. I very much agree. All right, this next one is, I think it's fine to get into D&D because you really liked watching Critical Role and you wanted to try the game out for yourself.
Of course. Like the most valid, you watch a streamer play a game and you're like, oh, that game's cool, I'm going to play it.
Yeah.
What's the difference?
Let me tell you right now, the amount of hate this person got for saying this.
My God.
And the amount of hate that Critical Role in general get. I was going to add another one in about Critical Role, but it pissed me off so much. I was like, I'm not going to put it in.
Let me tell you my one opinion about this. I'll tell you my one cold, hard take.
Go on.
Boring. This is the most.
Come on.
This is the most boring opinion on earth.
Oh, this one.
No, people who fucking dislike this opinion.
Oh,
people who argue against this opinion.
Yeah.
People who argue against this opinion is just like, of course you're going to see somebody having fun playing a game and
then want to try the game.
What? You've never seen anyone do anything in life and go, oh, I think that might be fun.
Yeah.
You saw somebody riding a bike as a child and wanted to ride a bike.
And the thing is, yes, you can see that and you can try it. And by the way, totally okay if once you see someone do something, because D&D is so subjective and everyone plays it differently, it's so okay to see Critical Role play it and then play it yourself and be like, not for me.
Yeah, so fine.
My God, that's so fine.
So fine.
And the thing is, it's so many people lambasting people for being like, yeah, well, it's never going to be like Critical Role. And it's like, of course it's not. Of course it's never going to be like Critical Role.
Production with professional actors.
Lifelong friends.
With Matt Mercer, who has time to, commit his life to writing stories and playing it out at his table.
Yeah.
Who has a law team who helps him keep everything in track and things like that.
Well-educated, well-traveled people who have experienced a lot in life. People who are older than us.
Far older.
Have more life experience. And, people who are literate, who engage in these things and engage in these extra ordinary worlds all the time through their work. Of course it's going to be this amazing thing. Of course it is.
Of course it is.
But just because your game isn't that doesn't mean that it's Critical Role's fault as well. The biggest, and this is kind of going off topic a little bit, but the biggest thing I saw was people being like, Critical Role was the worst thing to ever happen to the hobby.
Wasn't though, was it?
And it's
and that's a fucking stupid thing to say.
How is it? And it's it's fucking gatekeepers.
It's just gatekeepers
who are like, oh, you don't play it how I play it, so therefore it's wrong. And like, all these normies are coming to the game.
All these softies.
Yeah. And I absolutely fucking hate that take. You can think whatever you want about Critical Role. You can like them, you can hate them, you can be ambivalent towards them, but you can't say that what they did for D&D was bad, because it quite simply wasn't.
Yeah, like the thing is, all of these creators that you now like that aren't Critical Role, and you probably like them just because they're not, and all of these supplements that you've got because TTRPGs have just exploded in this way and become so popular in this way. Things like, I don't know, like Griffin's Saddlebag or Cobalt Press and things like that. You know, like these like companies and these like startups and all of these things that have come from TTRPGs exploding is inevitable because of Critical Role.
Yeah.
Like, say what you want about D&D. I know it's been popular since the 80s, but it has never seen what it's seen in the last 2 years. In the last 8 years since Critical Role started, or whatever it is, 10 years, the boom has never been so big, and it wouldn't have been so big.
Yeah.
So the things, you can say you dislike it, whatever, but you cannot deny that what it has done for the scene is a popular thing.
I completely agree. And the thing is, popular does not equal bad.
No.
Now, there's arguments of people being like, yeah, well, anyone's coming into the hobby now and it's bringing bad people in. Bad people exist everywhere.
You had
all
bad
the
people,
time.
trust me, who's read a million of the stories of people who were in the community before Critical Role started. You've had bad people in this community for a long time.
100%.
You've had racists, homophobes, transphobes, dreadful people in this community since the beginning.
Yeah.
Just because more people are coming in, you're going to get bad, but you're also going to get a wave of good.
100%.
Just being like, just saying, oh, well, we're getting more people, so there's bad people. You had bad people anyway.
Yeah, 100%.
Stop trying to fucking
That is such a straw man argument.
and lie to yourself that you didn't have loads of dreadful people in your community.
Like, honestly, being like, yeah, well, the more people here, the more chance there's bad people. And it's like, that's just such a terrible argument. And I despise, and yeah, I love Critical Role. So maybe this is bias, but like, I hate the take that Critical Role ruins D&D, because it's like, it changed nothing for you.
Nothing in your game.
Nothing in your game changed.
Had to change because of Critical Role.
Yeah.
Maybe there were some people in your game that watched Critical Role.
Yeah, and we're like, oh, I'd like to see more of this.
I'd like to see more of this, and it's just like, okay, I understand that might have changed your game slightly, but at the same time, there's a bunch of people out there like you who despise Critical Role. Why don't you just band together and play a game that's nothing like Critical Role? There's people out there who don't even know what Critical Role are and still want to get into the hobby.
Yeah.
Like, at this point now, like, TTRPGs are so widespread that people are getting into it because of Baldur's Gate, because of the D&D movement.
Yeah, and again, oh my god, there was so many takes being like, Baldur's Gate's ruined D&D, and it's like, are you just going to say anything new?
Popular and
one
new?
D&D ruined D&D.
One D&D ruined D&D. It's just
Wizards
like,
of the, well, to be fair, Wizards of the Coast, well, you know, they skirt a fine line of ruining D&D.
They can't though, because at this point, it's whatever you want it to be. Like, D&D, TTRPGs, Pathfinder, whatever it is you fucking play, it's whatever you want it to be. If you don't like 1D&D, don't play it.
Yeah.
5e's there and it's never going to change. 5e is so big that people are still going to release things for 5e 10 years down the line.
Well, absolutely.
You don't have to play it if you don't want
to.
No,
absolutely.
This is what I don't get about the fucking stupid takes like this. Nothing external to you and your life is going to change what you want to do.
Yeah.
If you're a dungeon master who hates Critical Role, don't play like them. You don't have to.
Yeah.
But just bringing people in and spreading the love of TTRPGs, the reason you love a TTRPG, what? You don't want anybody to fucking experience that because it's sacred to you? That's called gatekeeping.
That's the only thing I can think, is that people don't want to share this hobby with new people.
That's just lame.
Like, and it's because they deem them not worthy. They're like, oh, they're new, so they don't deserve it. And that's simply just gatekeeping.
That's a fucking cracked bullshit argument.
And 100% get gatekeeping out of this community. 100%.
It's so boring.
We should, and I understand it's hard to have something you love so much potentially go to other hands and have a new hand touch the beacon. I fully understand that. It's called being protective of something you love, but I've said it before. The chain has to break somewhere. Just because something this is the whole thing of like people being like, oh yeah, well they're goth now and they weren't in school, but it's like, you know, it's something so similar, because it's like, yeah, these people who were mean to you before, like I'm kind of getting off topic here again, but
okay,
you know, like yeah, I just feel so strongly about this, and I think if you like watching Critical Role, hey, oh my god, it doesn't have to be Critical Role. It could be anything. It could be your favorite small streamers who stream D&D.
It could be Dimension 20.
It could be anything.
Dimension 20 is fucking huge now.
If you see something that makes you go, man, I want to try that, you are absolutely so welcome and well in your right to do so. Don't let anyone tell you that because you're new and you're unexperienced and you're young that you don't have a place here, because you certainly do. Yeah, and it fucking pisses me off. Anything otherwise
drives me up the goddamn bend. Like that's how both of us got into, like, yeah, I started playing D&D before I'd watched Critical Role.
Yeah.
Well, literally, I'd played one session and I really enjoyed it, and I was like, man, I really like this. I hope there's like some content I can consume on it.
Yeah.
So I messaged Matthew. He's just like, oh, you should watch Critical Role. And it was just like, I'm on campaign 2, and that's where I started, so you can start there. So I did. And I love it.
Yeah.
And I love it. And I live and die for it. I love it. It's so good. And am I not allowed in the hobby? Because I think I'm in here, actually. I think I'm in it.
Yeah, it don't let anyone ever tell you that D&D is not for you for any other reason other than you deciding it's not for you.
You don't like it.
Yeah, like quite simply.
In whatever capacity. Yeah. If it's smashing goblins, if it's role-playing hard.
Yeah.
If it's whatever it is, as long as you enjoy it, you are valid.
Yeah, I agree. I completely agree. Unless you're being hateful or toxic.
Unless you're a piece of shit.
Yeah, exactly.
Then you don't belong here, because we don't want you.
Oh, do you think this is unpopular?
Yeah, no, I think it is, because the thing is, I think the only people who have this opinion are chronically old as fuck online losers on subreddits and things like that, who just can't do anything apart from type at their keyboard, and that's the only thing that brings them joy. Imagine shitting on other people.
Imagine spending that time being hateful, channeling it into something you love. Like, pisses me off.
Just what are you doing with your life? Reconsider your options, please, seriously.
Oh, anyway. These are the next couple. These are the next few. These are the last few, all right? We're on to the last few.
Oh, God.
This next one is insight and perception checks should be rolled by the DM so the players don't know how accurate their characters' assessments are.
Why would... But you're the one looking. And you're the one interpreting. Why would you not?
This like falls into the like what's metagaming if you know what your character's looking at. It's metagaming like, if you know you're rolling a dice.
It's like I am one thing at the table and that is my character. So the one thing I'm going to know is what my character knows. I don't understand what other characters know.
Yeah.
But it's like if I roll a natural 20 on a perception check, it's like I'm pretty confident that I saw everything.
Yeah.
It's like if I get a natural 20 on an insight check, I'm pretty confident that I got a good read here.
Yeah.
Like I'm almost certain I know they're lying.
Yeah.
It's like that's the whole point. It's like I've rolled an amount of success and I've been successful. Or I've rolled a fucking 91 and I just don't see anything.
Like take this into combat. The DM should roll your attacks to hit.
So you don't know
if you've hit or not.
And the only moment you know you hit is if they go roll with some damage.
Yeah, like, you know, like where is the line that you draw between this? Why is it just insight and perception? And the thing is, insight, I don't agree with it. I can maybe understand it a little bit more with insight, right?
But why?
Yeah,
because
like,
it's like
to what end?
Like if you roll an insight check and the DM doesn't give you anything, you didn't roll high enough.
Yeah.
If you roll and the DM gives you something, you gain some information. If they give you a lot of information, you rolled really well. It's like that's the level of a success is what the DM hands over.
But that's going to happen anyway. You know what I mean?
That's what I mean.
That's going to happen anyway.
So it's like that's how you know.
Yeah,
like,
that's going to happen anyway.
I rolled an 18. I only get it a little bit. Oh, this person's quite hard to read.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Like that's the... To me, this is just DMs who struggle to give things away. And it's like they struggle for their players to actually like... They're so scared of giving too much away that they just give nothing.
Yeah.
And people struggle.
I feel like, you know, the perception check thing, and it's like, you know, it's the whole argument of you can roll a natural 20, but you're still not going to jump to the moon. You can roll a natural 20 in perception, but like it doesn't mean you're going to get everything,
It's like-
right? You can roll natural 20 on insight, and if that if you don't know this person, and like there's still a chance you can get nothing, but if you don't get to see the roll, does that make it any less valid? I don't know.
But I think it makes it even more valid, though.
Yeah.
If I get a natural 20 and I still don't get anything,
Yeah.
maybe it's because the DM said something like, so for a total of, because this person's like incredibly hard to read.
Yeah.
They're a secret agent
Yeah.
who is like, who's got a fucking poker face that is renowned across the world. It's like, if I roll a natural 20 and I still don't get anything, this person's incredibly hard to read. It's like, I still get something that this person is hard to read. This is just shit. I'll be honest with you. This is dreadful.
You know what? I just don't know to what end. I wish there was an example of why OP would like to do this, like an actual concrete example of it.
Because if you don't want somebody to know something, and then you can roll it behind the screen, and it doesn't matter what lands on the dice, you can decide the outcome.
That's just so like dishonest to me.
Yeah, it is. That's
which
what it is.
I guess is the whole point, right?
That's
But that's so and not just it's dishonest in the way of like DM versus player.
Yeah,
as
that's what it
opposed
is. Yeah.
To, like just not wanting to give away your story beat.
It's like you can just not give away your story beat.
Yeah, I agree.
You don't have to do this.
Yeah,
but this is
I
somebody
agree.
who maybe doesn't understand that angle.
I agree. Sorry, the dog is looking at me so fucking weird.
Nah, I don't like that. That's just you don't trust your players, and you want to keep it all behind the screen.
Yeah.
And you know what I mean? It's like we fucking come to D&D to roll some fucking dice.
Yeah.
Why are we taking that one luxury away from the players?
Yeah, I agree. And something as important as perception checks, in my opinion,
something
as
is like widely asked for.
Yeah, totally. Perception checks is probably, apart from in combat, one of the most.
It's the most asked
the
for
most
role.
used asked.
The most used role.
Yeah, I agree.
100%.
All right. This is the penultimate. You know what? The penultimate is actually very short and sweet.
Come on. Man.
It is simply barbarians should be able to use strength plus con for AC.
Yeah, because it's con plus dex, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, I agree.
I agree.
I think the AC would get pretty fucking gnarly real fast.
Yeah, and I also suppose.
Well, it's only ever going to get to 20.
Yeah. Which, the thing is, I guess the whole point of a barbarian, especially with unarmored defense, like, how would this pair with unarmored defense, I suppose?
Well, I think that's what you would get rid of.
You would get rid of it.
You wouldn't get rid of it. You would just change dexterity to strength.
Yeah. But
then it's just like everyone else uses dexterity, so.
Yeah, but I agree. I think, but at the same time, the whole point of the barbarian is kind of, really tanky. You take the half damage when you rage.
Yeah.
Like, you're easy to hit.
You aren't massively hard to hit, but that's because. Then you start to get into the point of like, well, if something doesn't hit with slashing, piercing, and bludgeoning,
totally.
Then you do get hit for quite a lot.
Yeah.
You still usually have. You're the only one with the 12
hit
dice.
Yeah.
So I think the 12 hit dice, the rage, sort of offsets the fact that it's dex.
Yeah, I agree.
So maybe I don't agree with it.
Yeah. I still agree with it.
Yeah, you still will agree with it because you're still like, it's like being able to just go, the two things that you actually truly care about as a barbarian.
Yeah.
Having one of them also tied to your AC is both of them tied to your AC is nuts.
Yeah.
It would maybe get a little out of hand.
I still agree with it. I still agree.
Do you want to know what? I can see a world where it would work, but it's probably too much. It's probably too much.
Nah, give him it. All right, this is the last one. All right, we're on the last one.
Yeah.
This is telling brand new. Oh, this is a bad one. Sorry.
Oh.
Sorry.
Some of these have been dreadful.
Yeah. Telling brand new players to run Lost Mines of Phandelver and just watch Matt Colville videos is far and away the most harmful thing you can do to the long-term D&D community and is actively making people worse at running games.
Why? Like, just saying, just run Lost Mines of Phandelver isn't massively helpful. Like, there's a reason why people run Lost Mines, and there's a reason why a lot of people did that before it became popular knowledge to do so, because I think the intro part of it is quite a good beginner experience for Dungeon Masters.
Yeah, it's heralded as the beginner module.
Matt Colville is a legend. Matt Colville is a honor to this community.
Like
Matt Colville, I watch Matt Colville videos sometimes. Like when I was, the what they're called, the Divine Eradication in my game.
Yes.
The people who use guns.
Yes.
Like he has a full video just on gunplay.
Nice.
And like having 6 shooters and stuff like that, and just like if you want some more like thorough and in-depth rules that aren't just like use the gunslinger. It's really great.
Yeah.
His videos are awesome.
Yeah.
He's super informative.
Yeah.
He's a super nice dude.
Yeah.
He's just released a fucking book, and apparently it's dope as fuck.
I thought you were gonna say dog shit.
Apparently,
oh my god.
Apparently it's sick.
Like,
and
this just says to me that maybe OP doesn't like Matt Colville, and also, but the thing is, I can understand not liking a creator. I absolutely get it.
You just maybe don't vibe with them.
I understand why you could think the way they teach is not good, because you can only draw on your own personal experience. And if you don't like the way that he teaches, I can understand why you're like, it's not good for anyone. Obviously that's a very small, close-minded way to think.
That's an extremely close-minded way to look at the world.
That's a very secular way to think, but I understand why people think like that. I do. The Lost Mines of Phandelver thing, I understand less. Like
I understand that. I understand that more personally.
See, I understand that less. Why is telling a new player to consider running Lost Mines like the most harmful thing you can do to long-term D&D?
Mm-hmm.
Why would running a module be a detriment to your long-term D&D?
I don't know.
Like experience.
I've never ran it, is the thing.
Yeah.
But
yes.
like I understand why it's good. Why is it like a small like portion of an adventure? It doesn't really matter, because to me, when I say to people, I'm just like, just run a one shot.
Yeah. So,
and if you can't think of a one shot, then run Beginning of the Lost Mines or something like that. Like there's all a million different ways to get into D&D, and no one is bad.
No.
And no one is right or wrong.
No one is right or wrong. Yeah.
It's just what fits for you.
I agree. And this is insinuating that anyone who has run Lost Mines of Phandelver
is going to be dreadful.
Has moved on to becoming a bad DM.
Yeah.
And what is that saying about the people who enjoy Lost Mines of Phandelver?
Shit.
Yeah, well, that's it.
You're trash.
And what's the alternative? Is I wish OP once again gave examples of what they think a good experience is. Like, are they saying
that's it? It's like, this is the problem with things like this.
Yeah.
It's like they give these stinky doo-doo ass cheeks takes.
And I understand everything has to be objective when you give these opinions.
But they offer nothing in return.
Yeah. Why is watching Matt Colville videos and Lost Mines of Phandelver harmful? That's what I want to know. Is it because, Lost Mines is unbalanced? I've heard it isn't. I haven't played it.
Mm-hmm.
I've heard it isn't.
Thing. You can think one thing is unbalanced, but somebody who likes really easy combats will be like, oh, it's rock hard.
Yeah.
And somebody who likes crunchy, super difficult will be like, oh, this is easy. It's just like, we're all different people who enjoy different things. So saying that one thing is bad for the entire community
that's wrong.
It's a stupid thing to say.
Yeah, I agree.
It's a stupid thing to say, because like you and I are different people. Like, we love D&D.
Is OP the only thing I can think OP is insinuating here is to maybe start with your own homebrew instead of running a module? Maybe. But man, fuck me. Take it from someone, and again, my experience is personal to me, who started...
No, it's not. Your experience speaks for...
It's a blanket statement.
Every single person in this community.
I started with a homebrew world. I tried to build everything from the ground up, and it was so difficult, and it was so hard. Yeah. That wasn't the only element that made me not want to DM, but it was a big element to why I didn't want to DM anymore. Like... Would it have been better for me to start with a module? Oh my God, yes.
100%.
100% yes. Yeah. And expecting people to jump in with their own homebrew world is so much pressure.
So much pressure.
And hey, big up to you if you've gone in with your first homebrew world. Matthew, you both started with your own homebrew worlds and you fucking thrived. But that doesn't mean everyone will. No. I just think, what a strange thing to say. I need to know why.
But it's similar to the fucking, like, oh, if you run a module, you're a bad DM.
Man,
it's just like
dog shit.
No, you're not.
Yeah, my God.
Like
that's just elitism.
It's just that's what this is.
That's elitism.
That's what this is. It's just like you're offering nothing to discourse by saying
I agree.
These two things.
I need examples why.
They don't have any because it's wrong.
Yeah, I know.
These two things that are widely enjoyed by the community are wrong because maybe I don't like them.
Yeah, maybe OP had like a bad experience.
And it's like, that's fine. But can you not understand with critical thinking that your experience doesn't speak for the entire community?
This is why, online discourse around D&D can be so harmful. Imagine a new D&D, a new DM.
A new D&D.
A new D&D. A new D&D.
A new DM.
A new DM.
A new dungeon master.
A new dungeon master. Some of the first discourse they see online is someone saying this. And then this DM goes, oh, well, it has to be true. It has to be bad. It's the worst. I don't want to do the most harmful thing and give myself a terrible D&D career. I'm going to stay away from Lost Minds. I'm never going to watch a Matt Colville video. And I'm going to disagree with anyone based on this opinion. Because that's how the internet works these days.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
You see an opinion, I'm sure.
And I have friends like this.
Yeah.
And there's so many times where I have to like, and I don't like doing it, but I'm like, why do you think like that though?
Yeah.
And I have to like try and break down the like, oh yeah, well I heard this, just like,
but have you
crafted your own opinion on this?
Yeah,
have you actually experienced it yourself before?
And I realize that's a very that's a high horse for us to ride on because we sit on the internet giving our opinions on D&D.
Yeah, we sit here and say, if you want to play D&D, come in, as long as you're not hateful.
Yeah.
At no point do we say,
no,
this is fucking shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like, you could come to my table, like, this is the thing, hey, I consider monks underpowered. You come to my table and you want to play a 4 elements monk?
Yeah.
Come on, enjoy yourself. Because as long as you're enjoying yourself, it doesn't matter.
I fully agree.
As long as you're not being harmful to other people, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Like, this is the thing, though. It's like, I sit on the opinion and give my... I sit on the internet and give my opinion, but I try and sit here and say, like, play the game however you want.
Yeah.
What you enjoy in D&D is what you enjoy in D&D.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter what I say, as long as you're not being hateful.
Yeah, no, I
come on
agree.
in and enjoy yourself.
I agree. But, you know what I'm saying? Like, I am sure, and thank you, there's people who listen to our opinions, and they go, yeah, that opinion's correct, and then don't have any critical thinking for themselves outside of it. Because, again, we really try to say our opinions can only be based on our own experiences. Your experiences are going to be so different to ours. So you can completely agree with our opinion, but if you're taking our opinions into a really nuanced situation and not considering the other sides of everything, then that's a problem, and that's the whole issue we have on the internet, right?
Yeah, and that's why
something like this is so harmful.
This is why we're 141 episodes in, and at the beginning of Horrible House Rules and at the beginning of Unpopular Opinions, every single episode we state, your game is your game.
Yeah.
Your party is your party. You are you. And if you enjoy these things, enjoy them. It doesn't matter what we say. We're just giving our own experience and creating a bit of content. And that's why we give the warning.
Yeah,
because
totally,
at the end of the day, we can only speak from what we think is right and stuff like that.
Warning, we're idiots.
And we're just two idiots on the internet, and that's why we say it.
Yeah. What do you think? Do you think this is unpopular?
Dreadful.
Yeah, I think it's terrible.
God damn. Me too. Dreadful.
I need to know. Why is Matt Colville the most harmful person in D&D?
He's just like he's like everyone's D&D dad.
Yeah, I know. Well, can you tell me why? Do you know why?
Do you know why?
Does this OP have inside scoop on Matt Colville?
Yeah. Do you know something I don't know? Right.
That's it.
Fucking anyway.
Yeah, that's it. That's it.
www.eldritchpodblast.co.uk. Go and pick yourself up
your Attack the Unaware
t-shirt.
Yes.
Hit the like, bell, subscribe, comment down below, all that good stuff to help the video, to help the channel. Come and join us on Twitch on Tuesdays, Fridays, and Sundays.
We're playing WoW tomorrow.
So come and join us. We'd love to have you there, just to hang out. You can lurk. No one cares if you're not chatting.
We love lurking.
As long as you just come and have a good time.
Yep.
That's about it.
Get out of here.
I love you.
I love you.
Bully loves you.
He does.
We've been the Eldritch Podblast, and we're going to see you on Thursday. Bye.